the Honorable Roger Cook, MLA, Deputy Premier, Minister of State, Employment, Jobs, Trade, Tourism, Commerce, Science, Western Australia Government. Council, Mr. Ravi Kottarakra, President, South Indian Film Chamber of Commerce, and Mr. R.K. Selvini will be joining us. He's the President of the Directors Association. Distinguished members of the delegation from Western Australia, colleagues from the Media and Entertainment Task Force of CII Southern Region, friends from the industry, good afternoon. I take this opportunity to welcome the delegation from Western Australia to Chennai and Tamil Nadu. I am extremely delighted that you have included media and entertainment as a subject of interest in your schedule. And let me tell you that there is no better place than Chennai to discuss on this subject. The film and entertainment industry was one of the worst hit due to the pandemic. All our shoots were stopped and the livelihood of lakhs of people directly and indirectly engaged in this industry was at stake. However, we have bounced back strongly. While OTT has become an integral part of our life, we are witnessing that people are going to theatres to watch films. Chennai is a key destination for this industry for decades and still continues to be. In fact, most of the state's chief ministers were and are directly engaged with this sector for many years. As part of the Media and Entertainment Task Force of CII Southern Region, we have taken it upon ourselves to work closely with all the stakeholders to enhance our competitiveness, reach and scale. All the recent blockbusters in India cinema has been produced from South India. In fact, revenue. 50% of the films produced each year in India are from the South. One of the biggest achievements over the last year in this subcommittee has been the maiden Media and Entertainment Summit, which we organized in Chennai with over 60 speakers and 800 delegates. By far, it was the largest such event of this industry in South India and maybe for the country. All of us learned and shared knowledge on the latest trends in the industry and how we should move forward in the new normal. One of the key elements that came out as an outcome of the two-day deliberation was on international collaborations and engagements. Very rightfully, we also released a report during the summit titled Regional is the New National, highlighting the strengths of the South Indian regional cinema. I have given a copy of the Chief Minister to explore possibilities that can bring us together and closer. And from this perspective, I'm sure today's session will give us the opportunity to exchange thoughts and knowledge on how we can support each other and explore synergy. I hope that this session is the beginning of a long-term engagement between India, especially South India and Western Australia. I have not been personally to Australia, but for many South Indian films have been shot there. Through these movies, we have seen the beauty and the vast spread of nature that lovely country has been bestowed with. I also invite the delegation to consider promoting South India for film shoots. Like Australia, we have wonderful beaches, exotic hill stations, long coastlines, extended roadways, and numerous studios. CII will be the most happy to work closely with you on this request. With these few words, I once again welcome all of you for this session. Thank you.
With you. I have in front of me one of my parliamentary colleagues, Mr. Yasmin Barakai. He's from Mumbai, but that's okay, right? It's wonderful. It's wonderful to be here with you all, and we will be having a great discussion today about looking at the synergies and the opportunities of the film and television industry in Tamil Nadu to work with our people in Western Australia around how we can really capture opportunities for you to come to Western Australia for production or post-production work, and continue to look at how we can make it easier for you to come and do more work in Australia. Yesterday I had the wonderful opportunity to sit down with Mr. Kamal Hassan, and we had a great discussion about the growth of the industry in southern India and the opportunities around strengthening the relationship between Western Australian film and television industry and and your industry here. You know, there's great economic outcomes that come with these discussions. But almost more importantly is the cultural outcomes. We want to grow our communities together, and we know that nothing brings and unites a community together more than the arts. And in Western Australia, we have a growing and vibrant Indian diaspora with over 150,000 people now who either were born in India or have Indian cultural heritage. And they make a huge contribution to our society and enrich us. And they've spoken to me. They've spoken to me about their desire to have Indian production companies come to Western Australia and really explore the opportunities to utilise our unique environment, sir, to create excellent cinema and wonderful shooting opportunities. But we also have great post-production facilities. And one of the great things about this industry, particularly as technology becomes more and more vibrant and more important, is the way it engages young people, utilising just their creative skills and their technical knowledge to really continue to grow this industry and take it to the next level. You know, the Indian film industry is extraordinary. It's one that we admire, and it's one that we are constantly overwhelmed by the size, the vibrancy, and the production levels. And we want to continue to learn from that. And we want to work with the Southern Indian film industry in partnership to really explore how we can continue to grow our industries together. We have so much to learn from you. And today's roundtable is a great opportunity for us to learn about the strengths and the challenges in your industry, and the opportunities and the challenges to bringing your teams and production teams to Western Australia and our people across to Tamil Nadu. So thank you very much for the opportunity to work with you today. We've got some very talented people. I'm looking at Mr. Nilesh Mikwana down the front here, who has recently published a book on his experiences growing up in Western Australia, having come from India. His story is like many young people's stories who've come to Western Australia. We'd love for that to be part of the vibrancy of this great film industry. Thank you very much, everyone. Very much looking forward to this morning's discussion.
As my friend Mr. Tyagarajan said, that India makes a lot of films, especially Tamil Nadu being the hub for the entire southern film industry. In fact, of late, as Mr. Tyagarajan said, our Tamil industry stands tall, really tall, along with the Telugu industry. We rank number 1 and number 2. That is, both the posts are taken by Tamil and Telugu. After that only follows the film industry from what we call as the Hindi film industry. Today, Hindi film industry has come to rank number 3. Sorry to say that, because even I represent Film Federation of India. I am the secretary there too, so I can proudly say that. Sir, the culture of Tamil Nadu, sir, we are sitting in this country, rather so a place where one of the oldest languages in the history of world was found, sir. Tamil. That is the Sen Tamil, the greatest language, was founded here, sir, in Tamil Nadu. And from Chennai, we made a lot of films. So thousands of films have been made in Chennai. And the most important thing is Chennai cultured heritage, arts, and film industry was cultured here, sir. In fact, I have to tell you that there's one more great incentive which is there. That is, the Indian government and the Australian government have not signed a co-production treaty. India has signed a co-production treaty with 15 countries. but we have not signed with the Australian government. I kindly request you to take it forward. We will sign a co-production treaty between India and Australia. That's the most important thing. That's one. By doing so, what do you get? I'll just run through because there are a lot of speakers here and a lot of things has to be discussed. One thing is, India has also started helping and giving, a single window clearances for foreign film shooting in India. So, in case if Australian film producers would like to come and shoot in India, we got a variety of locations. And we could do one thing more. We give them incentives and subsidy. Up to $260,000 was announced on May 18th at Cannes, where the Indian government has announced $260,000 as subsidy. So similarly, what I would just request is, let us make this productive. There's a huge population of Indians in Australia, especially in Western Australia. In fact, even my daughter lives at Perth. So let us make this useful, engage in co-production, create better ties. Australia as well, they produced fantastic films, but let us join together, make a Mark Sapphire there, make great films. Once again, I thank everyone from the film industry who was attending this meeting and from the Australian government. Please make this useful and, some of the important points. My dear Premier, can I just tell you, I'll just run through some of the important points which I would like. Sir, we would like to have a single window permission in case. I've got great producers here. In fact, this very moment when I'm speaking to you, there are around 11 films being shot. 11 films being shot abroad. 11 films, because we have taken calculations. And who gets the benefit? The country where the shooting takes place, because they get film tourism. It's a new era where the people like here. I've got my friend called Ramji, who's he looks after nearly around 60% of all film shootings which take place abroad. So it is good for Australia in case you ask our Indian films to come and shoot there in Australia. And how do you do that? Give them a single window permission. One, ease of giving visa. The visa should be granted as soon as is requested. Two, next, give us an exhaustive detailed locations, pictures, and what locations you've got. That is important. Next, they must be all locations should get access immediately. We should give us permissions to shoot in these locations. The location, that will come next. Next is most important is incentives or subsidies or grants. Next is labor permissions. In case we come there, you should give permissions for our laborers to work there. That's it, sir. And sir, the problem is, I'll tell you, we talk, we come have many meetings, we talk and we go away. But we forget to continue and, make this dream a reality. That is what I'm trying to do.
So look, that is a fantastic detailed list of things that we have to do. I'm not familiar with the co-production agreement, but I will make that happen. I will make that happen. But I can also say Mr. Chris Veris from Screen West will provide you with details of the incentive schemes today. So we're very much looking forward to making that. And one thing I forgot to mention before, we're in Western Australia, we're currently building a $100 million film studio, so providing a great facility for work.
On behalf of India, I'll just speak to our INB Minister, Mr. Anurag Thakur, and also tell him to take this up. We will surely sign a treaty. Let that be the 16th country which India signs a treaty, a co-production treaty. Last but not the least, sir, your Australian government, especially Western Australia government, tying up all treaties with India will benefit Australia more than India, because I'll tell you, you're joining with and South India. South India represents Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, 4 languages. And especially we are sitting in Tamil Nadu, which is supposed to be the hub of the southern film industry. And in this place, only the Indian cinema got the best heights, all the best awards, best films. Recently we have heard, there are big films like Triple R, Pushpa, and KGF. All these are big films, you know, which made box office hits. All these films, Vikram, last but not Vikram, which created history, rather say. All these films are South Indian films. So I kindly request our Premier, take this opportunity. I'm asking you, the Premier, to take this opportunity, join with South India, join with Tamil Nadu. Let us create a huge new history of success by jointly making films. Thank you, sir. Sorry, I've taken a lot of your time.
Thank you.
Deputy Premier and Honorable Vadrag and the delegates from Australia and the producers, welcome everybody. And as Tyagarajan sir said, and Ravi Kotakara has been explained about what the producers will need in the collaboration, all the producers also. We need comfortability on incentives, subsidies, and traveling fees. And we are expecting that and looking for the opportunity for the producers. And I think this is a start for the Indian filmmakers to explore the Australia for this film production. And looking forward. Thank you.